for watching this video. First of all, just want to say that. As you can tell from the title, it's my first ever wild and art sculpture trail. And it's such an honour to be a part of this. It's something that I've always wanted to do, and I have many reasons to wanting to support the particular charity that was doing this one as well. So a little bit of an introduction to myself. My name is Alice. I am sort of a multidisciplinary artist, I describe myself as, because I can't stick to one thing. But I did do illustration as a degree at the University of Plymouth, and I've lived in Plymouth all my life. For those of you who don't know Plymouth very well, the symbol of Plymouth is the lovely lighthouse, which sits just in from the shore, and it's sort of this icon of the city. So the Wild and Art Trail also chose a lighthouse sculpture. When I saw that, I thought that is just the perfect sculpture to choose for the charity of St Luke's, because that is what they are. They are this beacon of hope that supports the community, and unfortunately I know that firsthand, the care that they provide, not just for patients but for families. I personally received care through St Luke's, through their patches, staff who were absolutely incredible. I had a weekly catch up with a social worker who checked in on me when my mum was really poorly and being cared for by St Luke's, and that weekly check-in and that support and taking me out of the situation where I was, taking me out for the day or whatever it was really crucial to me and my family. And yeah, I'd be lost. I would have been lost without that support. So when I saw that St Luke's were doing the Wild and Art Trail, I was like, oh my god, I have to be involved, I have to do it. When my mum was poorly, I volunteered to help with the Elmer Trail that they did, which was lovely. It was elephants all around the city, and I helped varnish some of them as well, and that was really a moment of like, oh my god, one day maybe I'll be able to paint my own sculpture for St Luke's, and it will be a dream. And that trail kind of kick-started me going to university to do illustration, because I was like, this is what I want to do. Illustration is the course to get me on that path to doing these sculptures. So here I am last year, and the call out for the St Luke's Guiding Light goes live, and oh my god, I was like, I need to be involved in this project in any way, in every way that I possibly can. And I spent a long time working on my application because I really wanted to be chosen. So I really wanted to make something that was personal to me, my story with the charity, but I felt was really respectful to the work that the staff, volunteers, community at large do for this charity. And I hope the Lighthouse did do that, and it's been lovely to speak to staff and volunteers throughout this project, and they've all said how much they love the Lighthouse and how they see themselves in the Lighthouse and their experience with the charity. So that, for me, is the best feedback I could receive. And also, on top of being an artist with the trail, I also put my name forward to be the project intern, and that meant that I could help more on the ground with the logistics of the art trail, and that has been truly amazing, being able to give my time and energy and support to the incredible team behind this project, because it's a mammoth task to do this, and getting to know behind the scenes has really revealed that to me. And to be able to support those lovely people who are working very hard on bringing this sculpture trail to the city, that has been absolutely amazing, and I'm so grateful to have been able to do that and watch this project come from the beginning stages to now that the trail is live and people are out there looking at the lighthouses and getting all excited, and it's just lovely. So the design of Sanctuary was very much, and it's not exactly a secret, but it's very much inspired by Roman and Greek frescoes. But it was specifically inspired by a trip to Pompeii that I went on, and seeing the ancient frescoes there that were 2,000 years old and just still had stood the test of time and still told stories that were still relevant today. And I thought that sort of frieze style, where it's narrative sequences taking place in sort of bands, with no real background, just the characters portray the narrative through the actions that they are doing. So I did some research into that style. I had some lovely books that I read through, and obviously I had my own sort of library of images from my own travels there. And yeah, I thought that this style, which has existed since 2,000 years ago and beyond, would be a great way to show the timelessness of providing care. And for me, I think it was just really important to capture, especially currently with all the frictions that are in the world and all the problems. It's such a grounding thought to remind ourselves of the good in the world and people who support people. And when you're on your worst possible time in your life, there are people there to support you. There are communities, there are charities that will look after you, and that has been true 2,000 years ago, and it is still true today, shown through the work that St. Luke's do. So for me, the style was just like perfect to represent the timeless act of providing care. And yeah, and when I saw the bands on the lighthouse, so like the rings that go around it, I thought that is perfect for that frieze style. And also the fact that the frescoes I was seeing were like deep red and like sort of a white plaster colour. I thought, well, that's the bands, red and plaster. And then I just started brainstorming all the ways that I personally witnessed St. Luke's providing support and care. And this was quite easy. I'd seen so many. There's more than could be depicted on this lighthouse, and there's over 100 people on this lighthouse. But yeah, so I hope people, when they come to the lighthouse, they will spend time looking at these stories, because it has so much to say, and each character on the lighthouse tells their own story, is someone that I've probably met, you've probably met, maybe you are. There's people providing emotional support, there's people providing hygiene care and medical attention, but there's also people doing charity events like running to raise money, to represent sort of like the midnight walk and Race for Life and all those lovely things that people do to raise money for these charities. And there's also some little Easter eggs, because there is a hint to the Elmer Trail and the events team that help raise incredible sums of money for charity. And there's familial support. There's people taking people around the gardens and taking family to visit poorly family members. And a personal favourite is painted a dog visiting someone who was poorly in hospital, because that was something that we did for my nan when she was in hospital. They allowed us to bring her dog into hospital to see her. So it's just like little moments that have happened that I've witnessed in people providing care and support for each other, and reflecting on the fact that, again, those things are happening now, but they've happened throughout history. Without fail, humans have, when the chips are down, looked after each other and supported each other, and I think that is so lovely and so important to remember, especially at the moment. So that is a little bit about what is depicted on the lighthouse, and I'm really pleased with how it turned out. For my own personal sake, I want like a record of this experience, because it really has been magical. So yeah, once the sculpture was unwrapped, which was so exciting and so lovely, that for me was like such a special moment, coming from that little girl who was varnishing an Elmer, thinking one day I might be able to do this, and then to arrive in the painting space and it all bubble wrapped with my name on it. It was just like so exciting. So yeah, stage 1, unwrapping, and then priming and painting the base. So I painted on a base colour of like a plaster pink. So stage 2, after I'd done the base colour, was starting to sketch out the design, and this took forever. I kind of set myself this task that before I went to Paris on a holiday, I had to finish the sketch at least, because time was such a stress, such a factor that if I had more drawing to do when I got back, I was like, I'm not going to finish this in time. So I set myself the goal of finishing the drawing, and it was so detailed. And at this point I was thinking, what the hell have I done? What like, do I really think this is a good idea? Drawing and painting over 100 people in such a limited amount of time. But at the same time, I was watching it come to life and thinking, oh my god, this is going to work. This is going to look like a frieze, like a Roman sculpture, and also that I could see the characters coming to life a bit as well, and the story is starting to unfold. So although I was a bit stressed about time, I was like, do you know what, it's coming together. I trust the vision, trust myself. I'm good at crunch time, and I'm good at last minute things. So yeah, I got on with the sketching, and then once I got back from Paris, I could start painting. So the way I did it was I painted block colours, so I painted the red outline around all the characters in the red bands. And then I started just going straight in with shading, colouring on the characters, because I love my sketches so much. I was like, I don't want to just block in these colour shapes for the characters and lose that sketch, which is typical me. But then I just realised that was not going to work. I had to just commit and do solid blocks of colour, because it needed so many layers of paint to cover. So I had to cover up the sketch, which was really hard for me to do. And like looking at these clips, it's like, oh my god, what's she doing? She's ruining it, painting this like brown over these characters who were so lovely sketched, and some of them had even started doing like nice tones and stuff like that. And yeah, so that was a scary moment to step back and see it all sort of blocked in as colours, and thinking, oh my god, I've got to basically start from scratch again, because I've got none of the details sketched out. But I just had to trust. So after that stage of blocking in all the colours, I moved on to the exciting stage, which was adding all the details to the people and the background elements. So I was kind of able to calculate how long each character took me to paint, which was about 2 hours. I could finish off a person in 2 hours. So I was able to calculate how many people I had left to paint and finish, and times that by that 2 hours. and I could see at that moment that the only way I could finish on time was if I did 12-hour days. So this is when I started doing the 12-hour days in the painting space, because I had calculated that that was the only way to finish on time. Which, it was lovely days, I'm not complaining. Like 12 hours of painting every day was just, I loved it. So yeah, but it was like crunch time, a little bit of panic in the back of my head during that stage. So yeah, we were on to the final stage, adding all the details. So I got to a point where I did all the red bands, and I think there was a week left and I hadn't started the white bands, and one of the team came up to me and said, you know, you could leave the white bands because I don't think you're going to finish on time. And that to me was like, oh, no, I can't, because I would never be satisfied. I had such a vision of this, and there's so many stories in those white bands that won't get told if I don't finish them. So again, like, that is a representation of like, this is crunch time, and people were like, I don't think she's going to finish on time. And I was like, I don't think I'm going to finish on time. But I did. I did things like I took the lighthouse lamp home with me and worked on it overnight, which was really interesting, taking that on the bus. But that worked really well, so I could paint I really wanted like a frescoed ceiling in this lamp. And the only time that I could do that outside of the 12 hours that the painting space was open was by taking it home and doing it overnight. So I did that, and I was so happy with how that turned out. So yeah, more and more people depicted on the lighthouse, even in the lid. It's quite a meditative, like looking up to the stars, people hugging each other, people waving, people saying goodbye to something. And yeah, I love the lid very, very much. I think it's very special. I just want to say again, thank you so much for watching this video and really engaging with this incredible project that is intended to raise a lot of money for an incredible charity. And if you can support in any way, that would be incredible, whether it's through engaging with the social media posts or videos like this, or if you're local, coming and doing the trail. All of these things help to get the charity's name out there and get that support, that vital support. I do want to add quickly that St Luke's as a charity is fully self-funded, and they're like, the care that they provide is impeccable. Thank you so much for watching. I'm so glad I could piece together this video of this amazing project, which has been so special to me. And yeah, I hope you enjoy, and I hope if you're local you can go and see the lighthouse. So yeah, thank you for watching. Bye.